Hello everyone, hello my cosmic dragon friends. We are back with another video. It's going to be a little bit different today, isn't it always, says the woman who just opened toys on her previous reading. If you didn't see that one, check it out, it's so worth it. The Hello Kitty blind box. It was really fun reading. Anyway, today we are getting messages from Spirit. Now the theme here is very much healing. We've just had a really, really big, powerful, important super full moon, which has been, I want to say, kicked my ass. Yeah, I'm going to have to just say those words because I can't think of any others. But energetically, it's been a lot to deal with for me, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in that. It was a very powerful full moon that we've just had. And so I wanted to do this reading, and this is intended as timeless, so it is good for whenever you're finding it, so don't worry about that if you're coming across it in the future. But I'm doing it under the influence of this particular full moon, which was in Aquarius, which is my rising sign, which might be why it hit me so hard, but it's brought up a lot for healing, and that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on messages from Spirit. I've been guided to do this one for healing messages, for guidance about moving forwards, about some of the things that might have been coming up for you around this time or whenever you're finding this reading. So healing is very much the theme, but we're going to be getting spirit guidance messages in whatever form they come, because healing is not a linear path and it's not just one thing. So I also felt a little bit of a kind of a witchy energy come through here. So I feel like a lot of the people who are drawn to this will be people who identify as empaths, as starseeds, maybe who are on a more witchy path, maybe Wiccans, people who are interested in the occult, in spirituality, and in looking at the shadow, the darker aspects of the human psyche and healing those aspects in themselves as well. So welcome to you. Welcome to the Cosmic Dragon Tribe if you're new here. This is what we do. We're not afraid of the shadow. We dive into it and we bring light to it and we bring healing and integration. So I've got 3 piles here for you to choose from, and each one has a hagstone. Aren't these cute? These were all collected by me from various different locations in the south of England. So hagstones are basically stones that have a hole that goes all the way through them, just like that. Each one has a very unique hole that goes all the way through. If you wanted to, you could thread them onto a necklace, which is something that used to be done. They are considered to be very protective, very mystical. Certainly when I went to the Museum of Magic and Witchcraft in Boscastle in Cornwall, they have a whole string of these, like, strung together as a necklace, which was considered to be very protective. So they were used as protective talismans, if you like. But they've always held a very strong, magical, deep significance to me as well. So they are here to protect us, to heal us, but also to tell a story and to help us perhaps begin a journey to go through the whole, perhaps almost as an energy portal. They're interesting, aren't they? They always look very beaten up. They're never like sort of nice, clean looking stones. They're always stones that could probably tell a story or two. So pile 1, this is your hagstone. I really like this one because it kind of looks like a piece of bone. It's not, it's stone. It's absolutely not bone, but it does evoke that to me. And like they say, memories are held by bones and stones. So your card for this pile is number 9, and that is a maypole with the ribbons coming off it. So it's the energy of Beltane, the 1st of May. This is pile 2. This is pile 2's hagstone. That's an interesting one. Looks like somebody squished it. Don't know how you'd squish stone. And your card is the Fates on number 16. So the 3 fates that decide the length of everyone's lives. And then for pile 3, this is your hagstone, this slightly larger one. More brown in colour, kind of toffee coloured. And your card is number 1, the Athame, so the ceremonial dagger. They're not particularly sharp, so don't be scared. They're not for actually hurting anyone. They certainly don't do that. They are for directing energy, and they are used symbolically and ceremonially. So take a moment to decide which pile appeals to you. You can, of course, watch more than one. You can also watch all three if you wish to do so. I will see you in your piles. Timestamps will be in the description below. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this little white hagstone that looks a little piece like a little piece of bone, and you chose the energy of Beltane, the 1st of May, May Day, which is still a bank holiday here in the UK because we have not in any way, shape or form lost our pagan roots. They are alive and well, and this is a maypole, okay, which is still something that you will see in the countryside and in various locations and schools, even if people don't realise what they are. Okay. Just going to read from the book that comes with the Wicker Oracle cards that this card is taken from. I'm just going to read a little bit about this card just to set the scene here for you. So Beltane, May 1st, is the Celtic cross-quarter holy day that welcomes the beginning of summer. The maypole symbolises the masculine principle of potency entwined with the feminine principle of fertility. To dance around a maypole is to surrender to the delights of love, sensuality and joy. Hawthorn blossoms bedeck the Queen of the May, who represents the goddess on earth. She unites in love with the god to bring summer's abundant fruitfulness to the world. Now, Beltane is generally a very joyous time of the year, very joyous, one of the really happy ceremonies, cross-quarter days in Wicca or the older witchcraft traditions, if that's something that you follow or you may be aware of, or even just in my culture. You know, May Day was always a time of celebration and happiness because it was, you know, you're coming out of spring and everything's getting warmer, the flowers are coming out, you know, it's a bit special. And I remember when I was little, reading, I had this book of superstitions. I don't know where that came from, but I was really drawn to the occult right from a young age anyway. So I had this book of superstitions, and I remember reading that if you went outside and bathed your face with the dew from May Day that was like outside on the ground, it would make you very beautiful when you were older. And of course, me being about 7 or 8 years old and feeling particularly ugly, I didn't think I was attractive as a child, you know. I, of course, did that. Possibly 1 or 2 years in a row I did that. I went outside first thing, there's the morning dew, you've got to get the morning dew. And I remember it being very wet on the grass outside and gathering the morning dew and sort of wiping it on my face and hoping it would make me more attractive. I don't know if it worked, but hey, it was worth a try. Okay, so... And like I was saying in the intro, stones and bones are what hold the memories. So it feels like there's a lot of ancestral memory here. You must excuse my nails. I seem to have some ash on there. I was trying to clean out my ash catcher earlier. I don't want to have dirty looking nails on a reading. Yeah, this one looks like a piece of bone to me. I feel there's something to do with memories here. Ancestral memories potentially for this pile. And there could be connections to May Day, or actually to fertility, or to different generations within your family, possibly, I think, here as well. But what we're looking at here is the balancing of the masculine and feminine energies, bringing them together to work together in harmony for a common purpose. So it feels like that's an important theme here. And as I say that, do you see it brightening up? The sun just came out from behind a cloud. Isn't that lovely? The sun's over that way. That's my window over there. All right, let's bring out some more cards for you. Let's see what your message is, pile 1. Oh wow, the sun's really coming up now. It's been cloudy all day despite the fact it's August. It's been a very cold and rainy August, but you just know they're going to try and tell us it's the hottest August since records began, because newspapers in this country are absolutely insane for some reason. Okay, they love lying to us. Right. Broccoli, leadership. Desire, cos lettuce. Longevity, chrysanthemum. Definitely messages from your ancestors coming through here, pile 1. I'm feeling that very strongly to begin with, particularly with the chrysanthemum here on the longevity. Comes through with the energy of Scorpio here as well. When I lived in France, you could only buy chrysanthemums, well, you can only buy them at one time of year, but you'd normally find them around the 1st of November. But people would put them on graves and nothing else. It wasn't a flower that you would give to somebody in a bouquet. You'd literally only take them to graveyards to honour your family, your ancestors who passed on. So when I saw this card come out, particularly because it's almost like a grey colour, almost like it's a black chrysanthemum. Isn't that interesting? Chrysanthemum morifolium. Let me just look that up. Okay, so I just went down a little rabbit hole with that. So I had to turn my old phone on and charge it up so I could look up Chrysanthemum morifolium. So chrysanthemum means golden flower, isn't that interesting? And morifolium means mulberry-leaved, referring to the shape of the leaves. Now, morifolium for me, for some reason, I went to the prefix meaning connected to death. So that's, for me, what my guides were showing me connecting to ancestors there. So I wanted to know if that was what they're actually referring to, but it actually mulberry-leaved. And then my guides took me to the nursery rhyme, Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush, and I'm not exactly sure what the significance or origin of that is, because our nursery rhymes are a little bit mysterious, aren't they? So who knows, but that may have specific meaning to somebody watching. That could be a very, very specific message for somebody here. So I'm going to put my other phone down, try not to drop it. The door is open, so I shall warn you now, Bedford may yet crash this reading. That's a thing that could happen. All right. Bedford is my cat, for those of you who are new here. All right, so leadership, broccoli, desire, and longevity. You know, it's interesting because we've got desire. We've also got kind of a fertility festival here as well. So it does feel like, with 6 and 3, it feels for me like relationships are highlighted here. Romantic relationships are highlighted in this reading. Perhaps that is a way that you have had to learn a lot of difficult lessons in your lifetime through particular relationships, maybe romantic ones, maybe also family ones. Maybe there were some difficult ancestral patterns that were passed down to you that you've been in the process of breaking. Yeah, definitely going to be cycle breakers watching this one. Family scapegoats, people who've had to do the difficult, the hard graft on behalf of their ancestral line, their family line. And because of that, you may have put, I can't speak. Oh my God, maybe your voice wasn't heard and that's why I'm stuttering and stumbling over my words here. But it's possible that you've had to put certain aspects of your life on hold, or things happened later for you. Maybe you didn't get the opportunities when you were younger. So like maybe getting married, having children, doing kind of the regular stuff that other people do. Maybe that wasn't something that was available or easy for you to accomplish when you were younger. Maybe you got caught up in difficult relationships. Maybe some people were even abusive to you. Maybe you've struggled in other areas of your life and you've just not had the most normal type of life. And maybe it's only now, perhaps if you're getting a little bit older, that you're able to have those experiences, or you're hoping to have some of the experiences that perhaps you feel you've missed out on. So that could definitely be a theme for some people watching here. And of course, you know, this isn't a message for everyone. It's a group reading, so only take the messages that make sense for you, leave the ones that don't. Interestingly, with the green vegetables, I do want to talk about health, and I do want to talk about making sure that you're getting the right nutrition, please. I am sensing that some people watching this pile, and again, this is a very specific message for a very small number of people, could be those who struggle or have struggled with addictions, either in the past or now, or possibly eating disorders. So I do just want to say, I don't wish to be triggering, but we do have to face our triggers, as I have to face mine. There is a little gentle nudge here just to make sure that you are eating correctly, you are getting the right nutrition specifically, regardless of what your dietary choices are. So I'm not here to tell people what to eat or how to eat, or, you know, what diet they should choose, but please make sure you are taking care of your physical body. That does seem quite important at the moment. Make sure you're getting all of your nutrients, particularly the ones that come from green vegetables, and that's up to you to look into and make sure you're getting what you need. Okay, so let's get some more here. Ritual, sweet corn, I like that. Courage, time, wow, these are pretty interesting cards. And grounding with potato. Oh, that's my dinner for tonight. It's giving me ideas now. Oh, I've got some sweet corn actually in the fridge. I picked a couple up the other day. Must eat those today. That's a good reminder for me. Thanks, Spirit. Right. Now we've got that out of the way. But ritual, I love this. Yes, corn is used in many rituals, isn't it? I really love the ancient types of corn with the multicoloured, what are they called? Pieces of corn. That's an ear, isn't it? But the multicoloured ones. So there could be a connection to South America here for some people, to the Mayans. That could be a spiritual connection for you, even if it's not a family connection. Courage with time. Yes, time very much cuts through things, doesn't it? I like how it has the like the Athame dagger here. So there could be a connection to Pile 3, because Pile 3's card was the Athame, wasn't it? It is a taste that kind of cuts through sort of more buttery, richer flavours. It's very stimulating as well, time, so, and grounding. So perhaps it is time to do actually some sort of grounding, healing work for yourself on a spiritual sense, to do a grounding ceremony, maybe some tie cutting, literally with the time and the little knife here. But it feels like grounding, shielding, protective energy, and it any kind of ritual or magical working, depending on what appeals to you. I'm not going to tell you which ones to do. I'm just making suggestions. It feels like protective work, grounding work, shielding work, calling your energy back in, calling back in soul fragments. Perhaps you've done some soul retrieval recently, calling back in soul fragments, and you may have done that without realizing it. If you've been in like therapy or counseling, that is something that does happen when we do that. Parts of ourselves that have been shut off, usually through necessity, parts of us that have been repressed or quietened down or ignored, or neglected. These are the pieces that are coming back up now, coming back up to be integrated, to be loved, to be taken care of. And they could be emotions that we were not permitted to have at certain points in our lives, particularly when we were children. Maybe you weren't allowed to express quote unquote difficult or negative emotions. Maybe you weren't allowed to be angry, you weren't allowed to be sad, weren't allowed to be miserable or express anything negative. So maybe you have had to compartmentalize certain aspects of you or certain aspects of your life. And it does feel, I want to bring it all back into balance again now with the Beltane energy. It feels like it's time to take all of those little threads represented by the Beltane ribbons on here. And this is gorgeous. When I was at school, some younger children actually had a maypole and they learned how to do some of the dances, and all of the ribbons were beautiful, brightly coloured, gorgeous ribbons, and the dance actually plaited them into this absolutely gorgeous pattern. It was very beautiful, very coherent. So it's not just randomly wrapping them around the pole, they're doing it sort of dancing in and out amongst each other, making this gorgeous pattern. It's very ordered when it's done properly. So I feel this could be what's happening for you at the moment, or it could just be literally finding order in your mind. Perhaps your mind has been scattered. Maybe you've struggled with your mental health, as so many of us have. But it feels like this is a time where you're able to bring more and more elements back into order and to make sense of them, and to perhaps understand things about life that you didn't understand before because nobody taught you. For example, if nobody taught you that you were worthy of love and respect just because you exist, then you wouldn't necessarily have known that. And that can be a bit of a surprise when somebody tells us later on in life that, oh yes, you're worthy of love just because you exist. You know, a lot of people would immediately reject that and say, well, don't be so ridiculous. No, I must earn it. But that's not true. You don't need to. It may have been true for you in the past, for example, but it doesn't have to be any longer because it's not the real truth. Some really gorgeous messages come out here. So I'm very drawn just to point out the astrological signs on the cards here, which may be a bit of extra confirmation for some people watching as well. So we have Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, we've got Virgo, Libra and Leo coming in. So mostly like spring, sort of summer and early autumn signs here, sort of clumped a little bit together there, which is interesting, sort of centering around the summertime. Yeah, And number 9 as well, the end of a cycle. So it does feel like wrapping things up, ready for the end of a cycle in your life, ready to begin a new one, which is very powerful and very positive as well. I'm just drawn to the potatoes as well, because I put a video up yesterday. I've made a very short film on my TikTok. I don't think I've put it on YouTube. I think it's only on TikTok. Where I did a very short film of some deadly nightshade flowers and berries, which I saw on the Isle of Purbeck. They're very common near to me and where I live. It's a very common plant, but it is dangerous. It's one we're taught to recognise as a child. Well, I was taught to recognise as a child. I don't know about these days. Nobody seems to know any flowers or birds' names anymore, to be honest. Certainly something I would teach at school when I rule the world, but that's a whole other matter. And something I find really fascinating is that potato flowers, if you grow potatoes and they come into flower, which they will do, the flowers are the same as nightshade flowers. I'm not sure if they're technically nightshade family or not. I was trying to read about it online yesterday and it just got a bit too involved for me. But they are the same. The flowers look the same. They're these gorgeous sort of almost like little lampshades. They look like the deadly nightshade flowers, except they were white when I grew potatoes. But I found it absolutely fascinating that they were identical, other than they were different colour and a bit bigger. So the small purple ones, the deadly ones, the big white ones are potato flowers. But that was fascinating to me, that our food could have the same beautiful flowers as this very, very deadly and dangerous plant. Although, of course, traditionally, I'm sure that would have been used medicinally, but it is one of those plants that you really shouldn't even touch unless you know what you're doing. It's not one you should be picking with bare hands. That you could potentially poison yourself if you had a graze or a cut on your hand. So I always tell people, just leave it alone completely. Don't touch it at all. If you want to know what it looks like, check out my TikTok. So, yeah, let's get some mushrooms. All right, let's see what other messages we have here for you guys. Chaga, defense and balance. You see, that's what I was saying. I was saying about protection, magic, and balance. That's the theme here for sure. 10, yin. So there's the divine feminine coming in with tremella. I've got number 8, enoki mushroom, a lime. I've got a king oyster. I'm going to try and position these so you can see them. On number 11 says substance. And we have a reishi mushroom, spirit medicine. One more. And a wrinkled peach mushroom, unique, on 23. Really like these. These feel very gentle. The energies of these ones feel very gentle. And then on the bottom, I've got lion's mane, which says calm on number 5. So calm through the storm. The interesting thing is, in the tarot, 5s generally tend to be quite challenging energies. When we have like the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, they tend to be difficult but temporary energies. In esoteric numerology, which is the one that I study, it is the mind as well, and the mind can really be the source of so many problems for us, or imagined problems, and much of our suffering. Was it Mark Twain who said, "I've suffered many tragedies in my life, most of which never happened"? Yes, the mind. So a lot of your work here, pile 1, which I'm sure you're already aware of, is to balance and align the mind, the inner world, and I'm sure that's what you're working on, what you have been working on for a long time, and there is recognition for the work that you have done so far. And we are on minute 23 at the moment as I'm filming this, which is very interesting to me because we have card 23. So I just want to look at that number for a moment. So 23, as I'm always saying, because it's one of my favourite numbers, one of my numbers, it's in my chart, is the Icarus mind. It is where we fly high in the mind. It is also a 5 because it is 23, 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. It's a 5. So it takes us to the mind, but 23 takes us to higher levels of the mind, new ways of thinking. And with the unique energy of the wrinkled peach mushroom, it is very much about new ways of thinking, new thought patterns, new beliefs, challenging old beliefs, challenging old patterns, challenging old societal norms perhaps. Maybe you are experimenting in some way in your life. Maybe you're trying something new. Maybe you are rebelling against old patterns, experimenting with something. So it could be something very tangible, you know, with how you choose to live your life, or what you choose to wear, how you choose to be. And it seems like a very important stage of your life, a very important era of discovery, I want to say, which is helping you to come into balance in some way. And so this is important. Spirit medicine with the reishi, yes, on number 1. It feels like you are your own medicine in some capacity, in some way, shape or form. You know instinctively what it is that you need to do. So it could be that you're drawn to unusual experiences, to alternative therapy or alternative belief systems, spirituality, and you are finding your answers through those. And if you're not, that could be something you're drawn to do. Of course, go with what draws you. It's not for me to tell you what that should be. Chaga, defense and balance on number 2. Yes. And number 2 is a number that's all about balance. It's about polarity, it's about different extremes and finding the balance in the middle. So it could be that you are trying to find balance within opposing thought patterns. I mean, we see this a lot with like political ideology. Very often they're very polarized. You have like what we call the left wing and the right wing. And if that isn't polarity, I don't know what is. A lot of people find they fall in the middle or somewhere along the spectrum towards the left and right. I don't fall anywhere on it because I'm an anarchist, but I'm a spiritual anarchist. It just doesn't make any sense to me anymore. Defense and balance, yeah. And look how this is growing on the side of a silver birch tree. So maybe the tree needs to defend itself from the mushroom that's trying to grow on it, to try and take it over. Maybe literally people are taking advantage of you. Maybe there is rot to cut out of your life, literally. Okay, maybe you live in a damp property that has mold that needs drying out and cleaning up. Maybe there are people draining you, pulling you off balance, who've perhaps always been there. These could be family members. They could be so-called friends or frenemies, could be colleagues, could just be people that you encounter who drag you down, who drain your energy, who sap you, that you must defend yourself against in order to find balance. Very often when we are out of balance, we can find that we do surround ourselves with people who sort of perpetuate that situation. And we're not doing it on purpose, it's just we don't know any other way at that point. So it could be a time of healing where you do start to realise that some people no longer belong in your life and perhaps do need to be removed. Yin, the beautiful divine feminine energy coming in here. So the yin energy is being highlighted, and it could be that you have been too giving with yin here. Coming in on number 10, and 10 is the beginning of a new cycle. And it's like the second cycle. So maybe this is almost like a new teenage phase for you. Maybe you feel like you're going through a rebellious phase. Perhaps in your actual teenage years, you weren't able to experience the things that you should have done and the emotional growth you should have experienced because of what was going on around you. And maybe you're having to have some of those experiences now, or starting to. With the feminine energy as well, I do want to say, balancing the feminine with the masculine inside of you. So it could be that one of those was dominant and it's actually necessary to bring them back into balance so you can feel better within yourself. So with the Enoki here, aligning yourself with harmony, with balance, but also with God, Goddess, with your spirituality, understanding where it is you want to go, what you want to do with your life, what you want to align yourself with or not. And that is important. Because these are masses of substance that we're talking about with the King Oyster. I want to give you a crown with the King Oyster. I want to say, yes, it is your life. You get to choose. Not everyone's going to agree with you, and that's okay. All right? They don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with them. We can get on, okay? We can choose to agree to disagree. And if people won't agree to disagree, then you may need to step back from them. So there is very much a lot of work here to do, I think, with regards to finding harmony in your life. But I think you're doing it, and I think you're going to continue to do it very well. So let's bring in some more cards here. Got the Wishcraft Oracle next. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, interesting. These are the same cards that came out recently in a reading, and I've just been shuffling these, so that's quite funny. Let's see if there's another one. Yeah, The magic circle. Yes, it does. Okay. All right. Ooh, I'm feeling very tired as I'm recording this pile. There's a lot of fatigue here. It may be that you need to rest. So 14, flying broom, I can let go of my mistakes. Yes, you can. Awoo, my voice is heard in the world. Yes, it will be. Happy Poppet, I'm enough. That's great. We had these exact cards in another reading I was doing, and I have shuffled these, so it's quite fun that they're coming out again. Bake magic cookies. I can give good things to myself and others. Yes, yes, you can give good things to yourself. You are enough. Your voice will be heard. Okay, it's okay to speak up. You have the right to speak up. You have the right to be heard. You don't have the right to be understood necessarily. You can't make other people understand you, but you do have the right to be heard. You can let go of past mistakes if you've been beating yourself up. That's quite important. So there is a very reassuring, loving message coming through here. And I'm getting some pain around my physical heart chakra and the higher heart chakra here. So, you may be drawn to green and pink crystals. It would be something I would suggest for you. And the magic circle, the magic starts with me. Yes, it does. It starts with number 1. Okay, I think this is the third number 1. No, it's the second number 1 card, but we had the dagger. It made me think of, was it a 1? Was it a 1 card? Was it a 1 card? I'm going mad. I'm going mad. I can't remember what numbers we've had. I'm going to completely mess up the table now looking at numbers. Was it a 1? No, we didn't have a 1. I just thought we did. Okay, that's fine. The 1 energy is there anyway, so there could be a connection to pile 3 here as well for some of you. But yes, the magic does start with you. Everything begins and ends with you in your life. And I feel this is a message of empowerment. And you may be exhausted, because I literally want to yawn as I'm recording this. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me. I feel so tired and fatigued recording this group. It's just, just really hit me. You are worthy. You are enough. You can let go of the past, even the things that you consider to be mistakes. You did the best you could with what you had at the time, with what you knew at the time, and you took the decision that you thought was the right one to take for whatever reason. And that's all we can ever do. Let yourself off the hook, please. Some self-forgiveness may be necessary, may be needed for some people. Okay, so again, the numbers a little bit out of sync here. Oh, isn't that interesting? We've got 13, 14, 15 and 16 here. So we've got 4 numbers all together, but they are out of sync. They're out of order because it's 14, 15, 13, 16. So it may feel as though some certain stages of your life have been out of order, or some aspects of your life you didn't do in the same order that everybody else did, for whatever reason, and that's okay. It doesn't make you any less than. That was just your path. But there is very much this message of empowerment and self-empowerment now. Come back to yourself, come back to source. Come back to the 0 point, which is where all our potential lies, within the void, within the 0. Okay. There's so much that you can do, have, achieve, and I don't say that to put pressure on you, because that is absolutely not the point here. I say that because there's a lot of beautiful potential for you for the future, and I say that, and I want to say it in a very gentle way, very gentle, beautiful potential for you, despite anything that you may have been through, anything that may have happened to you. So please take very good care of yourself. Be very kind and loving to yourself at this time, because this is a time of some huge transformations, some very big changes. So you'll need to be very gentle and patient with yourself. But don't worry, it's a time that will lead you to greater levels of empowerment. Also, you may actually literally feel drawn to occult subjects, to magic, to witchcraft, Wicca, all the different beliefs, higher magics, lower magics, etc., shamanism. So I'm going to pop the oracle cards away. We're going to pull some tarot cards. And as if by magic, the table is clear. I'm going to pull some tarot cards now and see what other messages we got. Then we'll pull some charms as well. See what other themes and messages want to come through. Okay. The Star. Golden Reishi. We just had the Golden Reishi mushroom in that deck, didn't we? It was number 1. Okay. Amethyst Deceiver, the 7 of Swords. Caesar's Mushroom, the Lovers. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. All right. with that Lovers card there, I want to talk about bringing masculine and feminine energies into balance. It is a card about choices, of course, can be literally about romance, so there could be an actual romantic connection that's coming up here as well that's being highlighted. And Seven of Swords can be about secrecy, deception, not always deception with bad intentions. You know, sometimes we keep things secret or we hold back because we have reasons to do so. But the Star is here as well, which is a very positive energy. So I just want to put a more positive energy on this. So for some of you, there could be an issue with a relationship or a potential relationship that's going to be resolved soon. That's what I want to say. I want to bring that energy in of something being resolved, a choice being made, a choice in your favour. Ah, there it is, the Judgment coming in literally. Okay, oh, that one wants to come out. Okay. Page of Cups. So it could be a new offer. Ten of Cups on the bottom. This is very positive, very, I get the word very ephemeral. Oh, I can't speak today. But behind the Ten of Cups is a tower, so a tower moment may have to happen first. Something a little bit surprising or shocking may need to happen before you can have your Ten of Cups, but it does feel like it's happening. So it could be some healing within yourself. There could be some difficult decisions to be made, a choice to be made. Perhaps there's a job that you need to step away from, a career, a person, a friend. Maybe there is a romantic relationship that you've been wanting to get off the ground or that hasn't been working out properly, or maybe you've been waiting for somebody else to step up in certain ways. You know, maybe they've never told you how they feel. Maybe you are already seeing them, but it just isn't moving forwards. So it seems like there's a fair outcome coming here with Judgment and the Page of Cups. So pages are messengers, so it does feel like getting information about something. And with Judgment, possibly connected to legal matters here as well, but I mean, it's not the Justice card, but Judgment, it's final judgment in your favour. Okay, very, very positive energy coming through here, very positive messages. So things that have been hidden from you will be hidden no more, whether they were things hidden by your own subconscious mind, lies that were told to you when you were younger, things that people hid from you so that you couldn't gain an advantage or so that they could have power over you. I feel these things being moved away now. For some of you, it's a literal relationship that you've been waiting to move in the direction that you wanted it to, and I think it will do now. You may have been waiting for somebody to step forward to make a move or to make a decision if they want to be with you. It's positive. Whatever happens when this tower falls, something has to happen. Something quite shocking, I think, will happen, and it could well be beyond your control, but it will be fair. The outcome will be fair, and I think you will be happy as well, because we have the energy of the Star, which is very hopeful. Very hopeful. It keeps us hopeful for the future. It keeps us positive. It shows us that there are better times ahead. And the Page of Cups is very sweet and loving energy as well. And the Ten of Pentacles is a very powerful completion, getting what we want, getting everything that we've wanted and deserved and worked hard towards. I do feel with the progression of the 2 to the 3 of Wands, it's moving forwards, moving from being stuck to actually things starting to happen for you. So this is a very positive message, I think, very very hopeful, but just beware, the road may be a little bit bumpy, but it's all going in the right direction. That's what I want to say. Bit of a bumpy road, but it's going in the right direction. So let's get some charms for my pile one. Okay, let's see what other messages we have for you. That's too many. I can't take that many. It's silly. That's too many. No, it's not, says people watching. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. That is not. Oh, come on. Making a mess. Making a mess. Okay. We have a little birdie. I'm going to put him there. We have 2 hearts entwined, so we could literally be talking about a romantic relationship finally going in the direction you want it to. We have a ship's wheel, and I want to say this is symbolic of really taking control of your life, really getting things on track. Got another ship's wheel, so again, there could be soulmate energy going on here, but both getting your lives on track, or it could be the different aspects of you, the masculine and feminine, both coming into balance, working together. So, we've got this cute little fairy sat on the moon with the star. We're going to put her on the star card because it is about dreams and wishes coming true. of this lovely butterfly. Metamorphosis, transformation, change in your life. Very wonderful. I've got another fairy. She's holding a ball of energy in this one. I really like this one because to me it's an energy of empowerment, understanding the energies of the world and being able to work with them. I've got a lovely star. We're going to put that on the star. We have a hanger here, so it could be a connection to fashion or clothing. Glasses. You may wear glasses. Someone that you're thinking about may wear glasses if this is connected to relationships. We have the love heart. She says love, so definitely a theme of love coming through here. We have an anchor, so being grounded, like I was saying, and an arrow, the arrow of love. So that could definitely be a strong theme here for some people. So like we said earlier, love and romance very much highlighted here, and personal relationships of one type or another. So my pile ones, that's what I have for you today. I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated, or that some of the messages did. Remember, do feel free to check out another pile if that resonates for you, or another reading on my channel. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in your next reading. Remember to take very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. You'll see I have my Hello Kitty teacup here because pile 1 really took it out of me, so I had to take a break. That was some quite heavy going energy there. Welcome to pile 2. This is the hagstone that you chose, this fun little one that looks like it's been squished. And you chose the 3 fates, who are quite important from mythology. So I'm actually going to read what it says in the book about the fates for us. So, known by many names, the 3 fates spin, measure and cut the thread of life. They determine how long your lifetime will be and what you will make of that time on earth. While you make your own choices from day to day and moment to moment, the larger tapestry of your destiny is in the hands of the wise ones who see it in its entirety. Aligning yourself with that destiny leads to great success. And that can be about larger forces being at work, destiny, karma, etc. So it does feel like there is something of a theme of fate, destiny and karma coming through here for you guys, my pile 2. So very interesting, but I don't want you to be concerned or worried about that. I feel it's just talking about your greater mission here on Earth in this lifetime. I don't feel that it's particularly something that's going to try and restrict you or force you down a certain path, because we are moving into the age of Aquarius now, so things are a little bit different to how they used to be. Yeah, you know, like in ancient times where you had souls seemed to have like a specific destiny and they had to do certain things or live out certain... Oh, sorry, I'm dropping my shawl. I'm trying to put it on the back of my chair, it's falling off. Okay, I'm wearing my old lady shawl today. It's not an old lady shawl, it's really cool. Okay. Let's see what's happening in your energy, see what guidance your spirit guides have for you. I think with the fates, they are trying to say that there is some meaning to whatever's been going on in your life. There is a greater meaning, greater purpose to everything. So if that's something you've been questioning or answering, that would be an answer to that for you. And coming in on number 16-7, I mean, that could be quite a disruptive energy. But it is leading you to higher levels of spiritual and occult knowledge, I think, whatever's happening. Your heart may be led down a certain path, I want to say. And that's not necessarily talking about romantic relationships, of course. Okay. Purification with the snapdragon. Love snapdragons. Vitality with the fig. Regeneration with tarragon. Let's move these up so I've got room for the other ones. Agreement on 24 with strawberries. Some quite pretty ones. Abundance on 23 with grape. And happiness on 15 with marjoram. These are lovely cards, very bright, joyful colours as well. We've got lovely pinks and purples here. So with the pinks and purples, I want to talk about the upper chakras. I want to talk about the higher heart chakra, I nearly said solar plexus chakra for some reason, so I'm going to have to say that one as well. Your solar plexus chakra wants to come into this mix too. But I was going to the third eye and the crown. So it does feel very much like the higher chakras of the third eye and the crown, maybe the soul star. the celestial plexus. Oh, I've not heard of that one before. Okay, I'm getting the word celestial plexus, and I just saw 44 on the timer as I saw that. So the celestial plexus seems to be a higher chakra or energy center. I've never heard of it before, to be honest. I don't know about the higher chakra systems that some people have channeled. I think some of us have slightly different ones depending on the planetary systems that we originate from. So that one is for you. So higher levels of spiritual knowledge and understanding coming through here for you guys, definitely, but bringing great happiness, purification, regeneration, vitality. Yes, oh my goodness, and not before time. So it feels like the energy coming in for you is going to be making you feel re-energized. Bedford's yelling outside. I don't know if you heard him. He didn't come in pile one. He did come in before I started recording, but he is about, so he may well try to crash your reading. Agreement. It's almost like you're in agreement with the universe, with the fates. It feels like there's an agreement here, but a good agreement for the things that you want in this lifetime, the abundance and joy and vitality that you want. It feels like it's written into your fate. So yes, I want to say the things that you want to achieve, yes, they are written into your fate. You can have them. You can have them in this lifetime. But you may be going through this stage of purification at the moment, so it could be necessary to let go of certain elements at the moment, let go of certain people, places, things that no longer belong in your life. But there is this joyous energy of abundance with the grapes, this Jupiter energy that comes through there on the sign of Sagittarius, so very gregarious energy coming through on 23 as well. So it's going to really help you to think bigger on 23/5. Really quite exciting with what I'm seeing here. I'm just being told to add up all the numbers. So 5, 10, 11, 18, 20, 20. When I get to this card, it adds up to 24 on 24. So 24 is standing out here. Okay, 24, 29, 30, 35, 35, 8. Okay. All right, so 24 is standing out, the numerology of number 24. So 24/6, the master builder number, which is fantastic energy for building, for creating, for manifesting in a very concrete sense. So that's a great message to get. And then 35. So 35/8, I feel, is an important number for you guys moving forward. So let's just feel into the energy of 35/8. You guys know I'm a numerologist. Let's have a look at that. So 5 is the mind, 3 is the blueprint, and together we have 8, which is the infinity symbol, which is longevity, which is hard work, but it's also can be great levels of success, particularly financial success, but the mind leading the blueprint. So very much being in control of your own destiny. Are you going to feel very much in control of your own destiny, pile 2? And if you don't yet, you will. You will, and it's not going to take long. Oh, I want to get some tea leaves for you. This is exciting. Let's get the tea leaf cards. I love these. These are fun. I haven't had them very long, so I haven't had a chance to use them in many readings yet. But yes, feeling very much in control of your destiny. And that's what I was saying. It's like your mind is agreeing with what the fates are saying at the moment. So yes, very empowered energy that you guys are coming into right now. So if you're not feeling it yet, it's coming. All right. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Oh, it's glorious. Look at that. Lobster, financial pinch. Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Oh, wow. Wreath, sorrow over a loss. Wall, misunderstanding, and basket, recognition, reward for merit. Okay, so with the lobster and the financial pinch, I actually want to say that's something coming to an end, because we've got the abundance energy here and we've got vitality. So I feel like if you have been in a pinch or in difficulty financially, that's coming to an end, because you are now protected from negative forces beyond your control. I don't know if you've done some protection magic, some energy clearing, some tie cutting, but it's all worked. If you haven't done, that could be something that you're planning to do. But peace and harmony with the wind chimes, very powerful. So purification, bringing peace and harmony, that's wonderful. Sorrow over a loss. I was saying there are certain things, people, places, things you need to leave behind, and that's something that is part of life, unfortunately, isn't it? And with the wall, misunderstanding, I think it's leaving behind people who misunderstand you, either because they're just not energetically a match for you, not on your wavelength, or because they choose to misunderstand you on purpose to tarnish your reputation and to manipulate you, or to assert some sort of control over you, or to damage your reputation with others, because that is a thing that some people do, unfortunately. They will intentionally misunderstand you. I've been intentionally misunderstood many times, and it's not that they don't understand you, they are choosing to interpret your words or actions in a negative light, and that's very unhelpful. You definitely don't need people like that in your life. Basket, recognition, reward for merit, and that comes on top of the happiness card as well. This is fantastic. I'm loving this reading for you, pile 2. The energy is completely different to pile 1. Very, very interesting what's coming through here. So do you want some more of those? You don't. Okay, you want this one. All right, let's go to our mushrooms and see what messages we've got for my pile 2s. All right. Shaggy ink cap, growth and destruction cycle. Ah yes, new beginnings and endings. So shiitake, nourish. Fertility with a bamboo mushroom. And it's another 24. Did you see that? 24, 24. And when I added up all the numbers, I reached 24 when I got to this card. 24 is a very strong energy for you here, so look out for that number. 5, lion's mane, calm. 8, enoki, line. Things are really coming into alignment for you. And 33, indigo milk cap, true colours. Yes, I think you will be able to show your true colours, and that could be something that you've been refraining from doing. Perhaps you've been kind of hiding your true self in certain settings, like maybe at work you have to hide certain aspects of you, but I don't think you'll have to do that anymore. I think you will be able to be your whole glorious self. You won't have to hide any aspects of yourself anymore. And for some reason I'm very drawn to my new my new Russian doll that I bought at the weekend. Isn't she cute? I have a thing for Russian dolls. You might know. Don't know why, always have done. They fascinated me. It's almost like, because Russian dolls, you open them up and there's other dolls inside, which I find really fun. It's almost like you won't have to hide any aspect of you anymore. You can show all of the little dolls. You don't have to hide any of them. You can show the world who you really are. Oh, sorry about that squeak. I hope that wasn't horrible. You can show everyone exactly who you are, all of the aspects of you, and the little inner child as well coming out to be healed. So all of the glorious, interesting, different aspects of you can all come out now. Any parts of you that you've rejected or neglected or pretended weren't there, you won't have to hide them anymore. You can show all of them to the world. So yeah, there could be a literal link to Russian dolls for some people watching here as well. That could be a message, very specific message for someone here as well, if that's something traditional where you're from, or if it's just something that is meaningful to you. I think they are adorable. I always wanted some when I was little. I never had any. My friend had some and I was so jealous. But now I do. Isn't she cute? Right, let's put Babushka away. There we go. Alrighty. No more hiding different aspects of yourself. You can show all of your many beautiful layers, all of your beautiful colours, all of the beautiful feathers and colours on your wings. Fertility. Now that's interesting, because we had a strong theme of fertility in pile 1, but it was a very different vibe, very different energy. So in some ways, this feels almost like a life continuation of pile 1. So pile 1 might be where you were a while ago. It might be one to watch just to sort of have a recap of your past, or the past 5 years or something. So shaggy ink cap, growth and destruction cycle. Yes, it's so important. Things have to be destroyed so that new things can come in, and the fates know that. If we were to live forever, then it kind of defeats the object. The thing about mortality is it's special and precious and sets us apart from the gods in mythology, because our time is limited and therefore it is precious and extremely meaningful. We don't have very long to be here, to do things, to experience things, to know other people, to love others, experience things. So it is special, this lifetime here. It is very meaningful, very powerful, and beings from other worlds know that too, which is why we are in many ways held actually in quite high regard spiritually speaking. So shiitake, nourish. Yeah, shiitake mushrooms have certain vitamins in them, don't they? Isn't that like the only mushroom that has vitamin B12 or something? I think I heard that somewhere. I think that's true because I'm vegan, so I'm always being really careful to make sure I'm getting my B12, and I do supplement as well. That could literally be a message for somebody to make sure you're getting enough B12, because that is a very important vitamin, so it might be something to look into. Okay, but yes, with the true colours, and it comes in on 33, 33, 6, 3 plus 3 is 6. 33, 6 is the Christ consciousness. It's an incredibly important number in this era, and you will hear a lot of people talking about it. It can be very misunderstood. It's also very symbolic. Obviously, the highest, most positive meaning of 33 is the Christ consciousness, and of course it has its opposite meaning, which would be the opposite of that, which I guess would be satanic, if you want to call it that. But that's very much the number out of balance, not in its natural element. How it is supposed to be is kind of the second coming of the Christ energy, the Jesus Christ energy, and helping us to evolve to higher heights of understanding of spirituality, wisdom. Bamboo mushroom fertility. I love this kind of little skirt that we have here. It's almost like a little ballerina or something, so ballet could be a connection for some people watching. Bamboo mushroom. It's fascinating, that one. I think I'm going to have to come back to that because I'm getting so many different things coming through. Because you can eat bamboo, can't you? And it's almost like the white part in the middle reminds me of the sort of edible bamboo shoots that you can buy. Not in my country, but I've certainly seen them in other countries. There's lots of things connected to that card. It's like a chimney there as well. Wow, my guides are just throwing so many words at me. It's almost like this card could be like a whole reading in and of itself. Okay. Lion's mane, calm. That's nice, actually. It's like the calm after the storm, and we have just come past a very big and powerful lion's gate as well. But it feels like calm of the mind as well, because we're coming in on a number 5 with the lion's mane. So it feels like the mind calming down, feeling more empowered, feeling calmer in oneself, perhaps practicing mindfulness meditation or another form of meditation to feel calm in the mind so that you don't have thoughts running away with you, anxiety, depression, darkness of the mind. I think many aspects of the mind being healed at this time. Coming into alignment with the enoki mushroom here. So many aspects of you coming into alignment, and number 8 there as well. And that was the number that do you remember I added up the cards and we reached 8? Okay, it was 35, 8. So 35, 3 plus 5 is 8. And we've reached 8 again at the end here. So 8 seems to be a number of culmination here for you. It can be great fortune. It can be great financial fortune. It can also be a lot of hard work and endurance. So I can see, my Partus, you've been through a lot. And you have a lot of endurance, a lot of strength, and you're capable of so much and so much more. But there is a warning here not to burn yourself out, not to do too much. Even if you're doing it for the right reasons to help other people, it is not necessary to burn yourself out just so that other people can have what they want. Okay, in fact, that can be quite counterintuitive. So I want to warn against burning yourself out so that other people can have what they want. All right, it might feel very noble, but it may not be the best course of action, even if that's what you're just used to doing. Maybe you're used to doing everything for everybody else, and it could be a time to take a moment and reassess whether that is wise and or necessary. So let's put Hello Kitty down there. Where are we going next? Wishcraft Oracle. Yes, we are. Very much enjoying this reading. It's very interesting. The energy is very upbeat. Oh, look at this. Look at these numbers. 3, 5. 35 is the number that we got, wasn't it, when we added up all of the original cards, the herb cards. 35, 8. That's fun, isn't it? Okay. Painting with magic. I don't have to know everything all of the time. Yes, on 29/11/2. Bubble power. My wishes float easily out into the world. Happy Poppet, I am enough. She came out in pile 1. Dance the rainbow. I love to have beauty in my life. The magic circle. Magic starts with me. I had that one in pile 1 as well. And time capsule on 11. I have the confidence to be myself. And you'll notice we've got a 1, 1, 1 pattern here. And also 29 is an 11 as well. So 29, 11, 2, 6, 16, 7, 5, 1, and 11, 2. So there's a lot of wisdom coming through here from the higher realms, I want to say, from your spirit guides, your spirit team, your angels, your ancestors, a lot coming through. With the time capsule, it feels like your ancestors actually have a gift for you. And this is probably a thank you for doing ancestral karmic healing, for doing work for your family line or for your community's line or for your country even, you know, energetically. Some of you may be ex-military, I'm feeling. There's a veteran energy coming through here for some of you. But there is a thank you for the work that you have done. And I mean that more on an energetic and spiritual and heart level than on the physical level. It does feel like you've done some very important energetic work with the magic circle here, and you've done it all by yourself. I feel much of your life has been very lonely, or may have felt very lonely, even if you weren't technically alone. You have had to work for yourself, to paint your own home, to do things for yourself. Things have not been easy, they've not necessarily been given to you, and you've had to learn that you are enough, that you are able to manifest. But I feel like you kind of worked a lot of this stuff out for yourself, or you did the learning on your own, maybe reading books or following other teachers, working it out for yourself. You know, nobody came to you with the knowledge, you sought it out for yourself. And this is why this reward, this thank you is coming in. And if you haven't done that yet, that could be what you're in the process of doing or what you are about to do. And as I said that, I saw 010111 on the clock. So I'm loving that very angelic energy coming through here with all the ones. So do look out for combinations of 111 and 1111 because that will be an indication that you are on the right path. That could be a message from your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors. Very beautiful message from ancestors coming through here. I've got ancestors from all over the world here, so I feel like the people watching could be from literally from all four corners of the planet. It's very, very interesting energy that I'm getting here, but it's very harmonious energy as well. So I think we've probably got some Libras watching, some people with great harmony in their chart, people who are empaths, but also people who try to bring calm, who are very diplomatic watching here. And I don't say that just because I'm a Libra, you know. Okay. I'm a Libra sun. You might have it in your big three, for example, your sun sign, your moon sign, or your ascendant. Or it could just be quite important sign in your chart. Okay. Let's see what else your guides want to share. Arnica, teacher. We got another 33 on top of the 33. They're being very cheeky now. They're just showing off at this point. Arnica, the teacher. Passion flower, surrender. Rhodiola, wisdom. Angels, trumpet, death. Oh, I was only going to take one more, but two have come out, and one of them needs a little bit of censorship. Lavender on 20. I am going to get her a little shell to hide her boobies. There we go. Shishandra Grace. And what you can't see is she's pouring water from one cup into another, a bit like on the star card in the tarot. And on the bottom we have psilocybin, which I'm just going to cover with my thumb so you can't see her boobies. Commune on 49. So psilocybin is of course about it's the mushroom that called magic mushrooms that some people use for spiritual and recreational purposes, that may be used ceremonially to open the mind, but not in my country because that's illegal. Right, so they do grow here, but we're not allowed to pick them. It's illegal to pick them and be in possession of them, I think. So just FYI. Okay. May not be in other countries, so if that's something you're interested in finding out about, you would need to find out where in the world you could legally do that, if there is anywhere. I don't know. It's not something I do. Liking these. Okay, arnica. I like arnica because it is I have arnica as a homeopathic cream. I also have it as the homeopathic arnica, which is really great for like shocks and bruising. But it's here as a teacher, which is beautiful, on 33 with the Christ consciousness. And it's almost like it's teaching us to deal with the knocks in life. And when you are an avatar or working for spirit, working for a higher purpose, there will be many times you're knocked back, or you are experience trials and tribulations. And I feel like the Arnica card here is here to reassure you that that is normal. Unfortunately, it is a part of the path, and there are always remedies and things, sometimes literal remedies if you have bruises or if you've hurt yourself, and things that you can do to take care of yourself, because there will always be knocks in life. It will never be perfect. We will always hurt ourselves, or someone will say something that we don't like. It's never all going to be good. We have to take the bad with the good. I hesitate to use the word bad, but possibly the less positive experiences that maybe we'd rather not have. Because I don't want to say bad, because objectively it may not be, but subjectively anyway. Passion flower, surrender. These lovely owls. Gorgeous energy from the passion flower. And passion flowers love full sunlight, don't they? And yet here we are in the moonlight. So it's very curious for me that the passion flower is under the moon. That's fascinating. There's a lot of wisdom that comes through here with the passion flower. Also, the passion flower is literally connected to the sacral chakra as well here. So this could be about surrendering to the cycles of your body, allowing your body to lead the way at certain times and not trying to push it to do things that it doesn't want to do. Okay, particularly if you're female, to pay attention to the cycles of your body, the different stages, of the different cycles that we go through as women. You're not necessarily a woman, it may be that you have injuries or medical conditions that hold you back, and your body sometimes has to say no. And I want you to pay attention to that, because sometimes it is necessary to surrender to rest, surrender to pain, surrender to heartbreak, surrender to whatever it is that you are struggling with, I suppose. Rather than fight against it, sometimes we have to surrender to it temporarily so that we can bring ourselves back into balance and be ready to move forwards. Rhodiola wisdom. I love this little unicorn that's come in here. This reminds me of a mandrake. I don't know if they're connected in any way, but that reminds me of a mandrake that's used in lower magics. Very powerful. Okay, so great wisdom being imparted. So we've got teacher and wisdom. So it's very clear to me that the universe has a lot to teach you at this time. You may have already learned a lot, but there's lots more to come as well. It does feel like the evolution of your soul in this lifetime includes a lot of actual learning and teaching, perhaps, of others, but learning seems to be a powerful theme here. There could be books for you to read, audio books for you to listen to, videos to watch, or just experiences to have so that your guides can teach you through meditation, through experience, or just through communication directly with you. So it could be a time to work on your psychic abilities, to improve that communication with your spirit guides, your angels, or just remember to quieten your mind sometimes so that you can hear them, or pay attention when they speak, because it's very easy to choose not to listen. Okay, angels, trumpet, death. So nothing to be afraid of with the word death, of course. Death is just the ending of our physical incarnation. The soul cannot ever die, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's actually a very powerful energy here, which talks to me of cycles ending and beginning. And we've got the sign of Pluto and Mars at the top. So there's a scorpionic energy that comes through here. So the sign of Scorpio, was that the 8th house? Birth, death and taxes. Very deep energy. It can be about deep waters, deep emotions, exploring deep emotions, healing deep emotions, perhaps understanding the deeper messages and meaning of the universe, life, the universe and everything, fascinating energy here. And I do want to say as well, again, there is a little nudge for some people to learn about certain spiritual practices. Maybe it's magic, maybe it's witchcraft, the occult, higher, lower magics that you're drawn to, in which case that could be a nudge for you to learn more or continue your practice. 46 is a 10 as well, so 46, 10, 1. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. So again, this is about a new cycle, cycles ending and beginning, but the heart leading us on our path. So remember to follow the wisdom of the heart, I want to say here. Okay. And lavender on 20, the weaver, beautiful energy, very gentle, interesting because it's a weaver and we have the fates who are also weavers here. I mean, they're spinning, but it's a connection to spinning and yarn and weaving and but the spider here, grandmother spider as well, who weaves the web of the universe. There's a feeling of connectedness and interconnectedness of all things here for you. It's a very beautiful feminine energy coming in on 20 as well. 20 reduces to 2, so I would refer to that as 22, not 22, but 20 pause 2. Very feminine energy, but understanding the divine feminine in all of its different guises, perhaps studying or understanding the triple goddess, the different phases of the goddess, which ties in very much with the phases of our female women's lives. So it's very beautiful. It could be a call to return to, I want to say to return to your female ancestors, but it may not be literal family members. It could be the spirits of your female ancestors who want to group around you. I feel like a women's group kind of wants to come together around this card. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, because, you know, it'll be different for everyone. But it's almost like the beautiful feminine energies want to crowd around you, teach you, guide you, comb your hair, take care of you. And there is that connection to lavender. So lavender essential oil could be one that you work with. Lavender may be a plant that you enjoy or one to plant in your garden, if that resonates for you. You might want to get a little lavender pillow and to see what dreams come through if you have a little lavender pillow in your bed. So, Shishandra, Grace on 2911-2. We had 29 on another card earlier as well. So interesting, repeating numerology. We've got the swan here. And is that a goose? I think it might be because it doesn't have a berry on its nose. So, very interesting. Interesting energy here, very graceful. We've got the very spiritual white. We've got the red of the berries, which evokes the root chakra, so the physical here and now, but also, excuse me. Also the birth canal with where she's standing kind of looks like the cosmic yoni. And she is pouring water from one cup into another, which you can't see because I've had to hide her boobs. So there is an energy of creation here, very, very spiritual energy of creation. So it could literally talk about the birth of a child, because we have got a small child here, a child around you in your life, could be yours, could be somebody else's. Excuse me, I had a bit of a cough there. I had to pause the video for a moment. So I wanted to just put out my incense, but it's already burnt down anyway, so it's too late for that. A window is being opened. Right. So, Grace, bringing things into the here and now. The Vesica Pisces energy here as well. Very interesting energies. Much grace and wisdom here coming through your family line, through your ancestors, particularly the female ancestors as well. For some people as well, I am drawn to suggest this book. You know how I am your spiritual librarian, and I love suggesting reading for you. Women Who Run with the Wolves. I absolutely love this one. I still haven't finished it because each time I read a part of it, I have a massive energetic clearing, because it is not just a book to read, it is an experience to go through. And it's like every story, every chapter brings up different energetic elements, which I then have to work through. So I still haven't managed to finish it yet. I will do. Every time I'm drawn to read it, I read a bit more, and then I go through huge energetic clearings, and I understand the lessons and the deeper lessons of the stories that she tells and that she recounts. And it's very powerful for feminine healing. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, because it's healing the feminine energy. And we all carry both energies, both masculine and feminine. Okay, so I'm going to pop these cards away and we are going to look at some tarot. Okay, as if my magic table is clear. And we're going to have a few tarot cards for you. Then we're going to do some charms as well to get some more messages from your guides. I'm being told to only take 3 here, so let's see what we've got. Page of Swords, 4 of Swords, the Empress. I love that 3 energy coming through very strongly. Okay. So, Next up could actually be a little bit of a time of rest, even if you're feeling raring to go at the moment, even if you would like to move forwards. There could be, oh, of course there's 3 cards because I've got 3 fates. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Like the 3 fates want to talk to you directly here. That's beautiful. If you feel so inclined, you could communicate with the 3 fates in your meditation. Ask them what messages, what guidance, wisdom they have for you. So that could be a nice thing to do. The Page of Swords is a student. They do want to learn. They are gregarious. They want to move forwards. They want to communicate. So they are creatures of the mind. They are intelligent and discerning. But the Four of Swords is about pausing and taking a rest. So it might be that you've done a lot of work. Maybe you're literally studying at the moment and you need to take a little bit of a break. Because you're moving into Empress energy, which is incredibly powerful. So it could literally talk about marriage, pregnancy, serious relationships with the Empress, with children coming into your life, or just embodying that divine feminine energy of the Empress, the very balanced feminine energy who can lead others, who is a light to others, but also a guide, a teacher, and in some ways a loving overseer as well. It's a very regal energy with the Empress. So it feels like really getting your ducks in a row, I want to say, moving forward. So that's why you might need to have a little bit of a break beforehand, or a little bit of a rest. So if things have gone a bit quiet in your life, that could be why. But the Empress comes in on number 3 energy, which in numerology is the divine blueprint. And the divine blueprint is where we make our plan for life. And of course, that's where the 3 fates are also involved. So I do always say, you know, we have many choices in life. The majority of our life is not fated, not destined. Some things are, but the majority of it I don't think is scripted as such. So for the most part, we are very much making our own decisions, and we should act accordingly. We should not act as if fate is against us, because it is not. And I do believe we can change certain fates and destinies as well. The fates can choose to make different decisions. So I want to say you are incredibly empowered, possibly more empowered than you realise at this time and moving forwards. So let's get some charms from my pile 2s. What do we have? Oh, we got some letter tiles come out. Interesting. We have the sign of Aries. We have some letters. We have V, Q, and E. These could be connected to the military, these letters. I said some people are going to be veterans who are watching this one. We have a cat, so very autonomous, independent energy, very mystical energy. We have a mermaid, again very mystical, connected to the sea also, but the energy of water, the element of water as well, and our emotions. We have a ship's wheel here as well, so perhaps that is indicative of being able to navigate choppy waters emotionally, or having navigated them, or maybe that's something you're in the process of doing, maybe in counselling or psychotherapy, or just working through difficult emotions yourself, maybe through meditation, through your dreams, but being able to dive deeper into deeper emotions here. And that was that scorpionic energy we had earlier, again coming through here. We have a little Scotty dog, so there could be a literal connection to Scotty dogs, to Scotland, to the brand Radley, if you like Radley handbags. I rather do, or even the game of Monopoly. But they are terriers, so they are very stubborn little dogs, although they're quite small, quite feisty. We have this beautiful dragonfly here, so there is this energy of metamorphosis and transformation for you happening, and it comes in guided by the owl. So there's a lot of wisdom, and the energy of the goddess Athena comes through quite strongly here for me too. So I hope that was helpful, part 2. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, check out another pile or another reading if that resonates. I will see you very soon. Please remember to take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. You chose the Athame on number 1, and you came into this reading with this very gorgeous and the largest of the 3 hagstones here, with this lovely sort of toffee brown colour. It's actually a very lightweight stone. It looks like it would be heavier, but it feels lighter than you would expect it to be. Isn't that interesting? So maybe that's something about your energy, which is actually quite light here. So let's put these to one side. Let's move pile 2's stone out of the way. And let's have a look at some message cards for you. See what spiritual messages your guides, your ancestors, angels, your spirit helpers, the higher realms have for you today. Okay. Communication. I have to laugh because this was on the bottom of the deck when I was pulling the cards for pile 2, and I almost pulled it and I thought no. But I thought it's going to show up for pile 3 though, isn't it? It's the next energy coming along. So there it is, communication with P. I like peas, peas in a pod. This could also be about your soul group, about soulmates who are literally like peas in a pod, spiritually and energetically speaking. Regeneration with tarragon. Wisdom with bay leaf. These are all 3 plants in my garden currently. Productivity with pumpkins. Leadership with broccoli. And grounding with potato. Interesting, 3 of these cards have already made an appearance today. So there could be connections to pile 2 and pile 3 for pile 1 for you, my pile 3s. And at the bottom we've got affection with sorrel, with this lovely little cat sat in the mirror here. So there could literally be a very affectionate animal or cat or pet in your life that's taking care of you at the moment. So, wow. It's quite a sophisticated energy with the pile 3 here. It feels like energetically, spiritually, quite advanced group here. Maybe it is time for you to step up and be a leader in some way, shape and form in your life, a spiritual leader to others, maybe a leader in the workplace. Maybe you already are in a leadership or managerial role. Maybe you're a company owner. But wow, this is great because we've got wisdom and grounded. I feel you're very grounded. I feel you already hold a lot of wisdom. I don't feel these are future things for you. You've already got these things. It might just simply be a case of getting yourself to a place where you have enough time, energy, or brain space to actually do something with what you've learned, what you know, so that you can be that leader for others. Because I feel like that's an important job for you. But it also feels like you're very busy with the pumpkin, the Kent pumpkin, on productivity and communication. So there's a lot here about your soul group right now. There's a lot here to do with your soul group, your soul family, your soulmates. And of course we have more than one. Soulmates don't only have to be romantic. They can also be friends, family members, you know, acquaintances. They can be loved ones. They can be romantic partners, but they don't have to be. So I feel like there's been a lot going on with your soul group, a lot going on for you spiritually over the past however many years, 20 years for some of us. There's a lot of divine feminine energy here as well. I think some of you may be psychics or magicians, witches, tarot readers, literally, you know, with like the card and the book on this card, the little sort of wand down here. There is a connection to gardening here for some people as well. I think that's something quite important to you. Maybe herb gardening. Maybe you grow your own herbs to do magical working or to do for herbal remedies perhaps, or maybe that's something you'd like to do. So there is a nudge there for some people, but it feels like almost like you're kind of like the village witch, like the one that looks out for everyone and has all the ancient knowledge and knows which herbs to use for this and which essential oil for that, and you know, which homeopathic remedy for the other. And if that's not you yet, then I think it may be at some point in the future, because energetically it's very strong in your energy. And we've got tarot cards on this one as well, which is fun, isn't it? I didn't even notice them. So yeah, if you don't already like use your psychic abilities, your higher senses, higher abilities like clairvoyance, clairaudience, etc., then that could be a nudge to do that. Maybe something you're already drawn to do, definitely a nudge to do that. If you're not sure where to start, obviously there are groups you can find. You can go to one of the spiritualist churches in your local area. That's a really nice place to start and to meet people. If you go to my other YouTube channel as well, which is linked at the bottom of my my channel page, Angel Wings Holistics, there is a video on there which is actually a meditation for psychic development, which you're welcome to use as often as you see fit. That is a safe way for you to do that as well, which I've put out there for everyone to use. So very interesting energy here, very interesting. We've got the moon 3 times here as well. Wow, very mystical energy. You guys are old souls, but I think you know that. You've probably been told that your whole life. Doesn't mean your life's been easy. Usually means the opposite, but very old souls I'm talking to here. I feel kind of like you should be doing my reading now. Come on then, come on. It's great. I have done that actually in a reading. I had a client sat there and I was like, right, I feel like I need to hand the cards over to you now, and I made her read for me. It was quite funny. So I'm very drawn to my tea leaves here. I'm very drawn to tea generally, so black tea or herbal teas could be something that are quite important, or it could just be symbolic of you being kind of like the witchy person in your community or in your family, in your friend group maybe. I'm very drawn to tea leaves. Oh wow, that's a lot of tea leaves. Okay. Let's see what we've got here for you then. Target a goal-oriented person or a shop. It doesn't say shop on the card, that was me. Rat, someone working against you or behind your back. Happiness. Bull, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Firecracker, excitement. Younger woman. Sun, happiness and well-being. Fair man, ooh, lots of people coming in here. Wheel, indecisiveness. And Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So there's lots of people coming up around you at the moment. That's very interesting. So there could be literally connections to romantic relationships here for you. But like I said, you know, we're talking about your soul group. There's lots of people involved in this reading. There are a lot of people influencing you at this time, or that you have influence over, that you are working with or for. And that is quite important at the moment. So for some people, it's going to be romantic relationships that are highlighted at this time. So, it's because we've got excitement and happiness and well-being here on the same line as like the male and the female energies, the man and the woman. So it does feel like there is success and happiness that's forecast here for you, emotionally speaking. So that's nice to see. With the wheel, I mean, this card actually says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. I don't think that's you. I think that's the opposite to what you do. I think you are somebody who's very decisive, who is kind of the linchpin, if you like, the one that keeps the wheels on from coming off the cart. And there could be a new opportunity coming in. It could be that the wheels are coming off where you're working at the moment, for example, or in a situation, a group, a friendship group, a relationship, and there's a new opportunity coming in, which feels like a financial opportunity there with the stork. Very good fortune coming in with the stork here as well. Storks are very good omens. So it does feel like there's something new coming in there for you. So lots happening for you guys. There's a lot going on. So target, so the goal-oriented rat. There could be somebody, I want to say, who does not have your best interests at heart. You probably already know who it is, to be honest, and I know you wouldn't be concerned or frightened of them with the bull energy and the happiness here as well. It's like, it doesn't matter what they do, they won't succeed. Yes, they may be trying to work against you, but they will not succeed, so it really doesn't matter. But you already know about them. They could be somebody who is literally born in the year of the rat. I think that was like 1973, and then I don't know all the other years of the rat, but you can look it up, the Chinese year of the rat. They could literally be born in that year. Or they might look rat-like in some way. And that's not to diss rats, because rats are wonderful. They're very interesting animals, very intelligent, very sweet mammals. You know, they're a mixed bag, just like the rest of us. So, yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of positivity, a lot of opportunity coming in for you. And I think you will be the driving force in everything happening. And with the Athame coming in on number 1, I mean, number 1 is the self. It is the energy as it springs from the void. It is the first number, the first energy that springs forward. So it is the leader, of course, of all of the other numbers. It springs from the void. And yes, you could represent it with a sword or a knife, or an arrow is how it's very often depicted, as an arrow shooting out of the void, an arrow of energy coming out of the void. So it does feel like you are the one that points in the direction, takes the lead, and everyone else follows. So that's a very strong personality type to have. It's also a very strong mission on Earth to have, and it comes with a lot of responsibility as well, which I'm sure you're very well aware of. But there's so much happiness here as well. Sunny, so we've got happiness, and then the sun that says happiness and well-being. That's wonderful. So new opportunity coming in. It feels like much more positivity than anything else here. I'm not going to say nothing can go wrong, because, you know, let's not go that far, but it feels almost like nothing can go wrong. Obviously nothing's not always going to be perfect, is it? But it feels very, very fortunate, very fortuitous time for you moving forwards. Very, very nice energy, very sunny, warm, powerful, empowered energy that you're moving into at this time. Very excited for you guys. So right, we've had those. Let's move on to our mushrooms. Let's see what else your spirit guides have to talk about. And an Athame is, of course, a ceremonial dagger. We don't use it to cut anything other than the air or energy, perhaps. But it is to project your own energy as well. So it feels like you are directing your energy in a certain direction at the moment, hitting your target, like literally. I said about the arrow being representative of the number 1 energy, and there's an arrow literally on this card. So I do feel like what it is that you are aiming to do or point your energy at this time, it's most likely going to be successful. That's a very strong positive omen there. But it may be that you have to do it on your own for a little bit without so much support. People will follow behind and they will support you, but I think it might be you to start with. So it might be literally you starting up a new business on your own, for example. Okay. There's some nice things coming in your romantic life. I feel like we're going to touch on that in a minute. Let's see. Parrot wax cap. What a strange name. Isolation. That's what I was saying. Yeah, maybe having to go it alone for a bit. On 33. So 30, 30 reduces to 3. Yeah, literally having to draw up the plans, draw up the blueprint all by yourself and start building it before anyone else even steps in to help. So it may feel like you're on your own. We've got the colour of the heart chakra and the solar plexus here as well, so it does feel like a labour of love. It'll be something that you do because you genuinely feel it's the right thing or because you want to. Violet coral, community. There's the community that comes in after you. 35, 8 was an important number in pile 2. 34, the bleeding tooth. Well, sounds gross, doesn't it? But it's quite a cute mushroom. Stagnation. I'd rather it was called like the cherry cake or something. I don't like the name. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, I feel there's a message here that you could burn out if you are not taking care of the physical. Remember not to run out of money, not to burn out, not to push yourself too hard, whatever it is that you're doing or aiming for at the moment. Please don't burn out. Please take care of your physical body, because there are people who can and will help you, but you may have to wait for them to catch up. So we've got the fairy ink cap on 22. We had a 22 up here. So that's that number showing up twice here. 22 is the feet of the goddess. It's a very divine, feminine, balanced energy. 22-4. So it is about reconciling differences and bringing ideas into the here and now. 27, blue Leratiomyces, I don't know how to say that. Discovery and the unknown. Well, that was a discovery. Doesn't that look a bit like the Ohm symbol? Isn't that interesting? So I think there's possibly some spiritual discovery that you're going to be making over the next few months and years. And the ghost mushroom, I love it. This is the only dark card in the deck. All of the others are pale. That's the only one that's dark on the front because it is a mushroom that actually glows in the dark. It's quite fun, isn't it? Okay, so you could literally be a medium with the ghost mushroom. You could literally communicate with spirit, you know, with people who've passed over. That could be something that you do or something that is to come. Very spiritual lessons coming in here, but very concrete advancement in your life at the same time. So very, very interesting messages coming through there. All right. Some of these. Wish upon a star. Yes. What is it that you want? And it's 30. Number 30 again. Next to number 30. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, what is it that you want to create? It's asking you, what do you want to create? Visualize it. The universe is going to go there with you. You may have to be the one to lead the way, but remember to ask for help. Flying broom, I can let go of my mistakes. I feel there's a nudge here to let go of perfectionism as well. The crown, I'm a good leader. Well, we established that. What did I say? What did I say? Type 1 personality, right. That's the one, isn't it, for leaders? Anyway. Bubble power, my wishes float easily out into the world. So with these two, it is about manifesting. Absolutely. Seeds of power. Yes, from tiny things, big things can grow. So I want to stay very much on the theme of you growing something, creating something, whatever that is. Could be a business, could be a charity, could be like a social group, or I mean, it could be any number of things, couldn't it? Could be something within your family. But it's important, whatever it is. And I want to say, let go of any perfectionism that's held you back or is holding you back at the moment, because you are very good at leading. You do see clearly. You are somebody who can hold the vision for others to follow. I think you probably already know that, but if you don't, I just want to give you that reassurance. It just sometimes needs for you to be the trailblazer for other people to come along behind you. Seeds of power, yes. I think there's a lot of spiritual and psychic power here as well. So I just want to say there could be abilities for you to either tap into or to develop here at this time. I think you're very powerful. I think you've had some big spiritual upgrades. And I don't know if you're using all of your new abilities yet, because you might not have discovered them all. So there is a nudge here, certainly, for you to meditate, to spend time with your spirit guides, and make sure that you are using all of your abilities and that you're aware of all your abilities, because you might have some new ones. That's exciting. Always exciting to get that message. I love hearing that I've got new abilities. It's like, yes, what can I do now? Can I fly yet? What do you mean no? Okay. All right, I'm going to clear these away. We're going to look at some tarot. Okay, alrighty, my pile threes, as if by magic, the table is clear and cards are throwing themselves out. The Magician, of course. Magician, number 1 energy. The Athame, number 1 energy. It's kind of the same vibe, very similar vibe here. The Magician being very capable manifester, being in control of their own destiny, having greater knowledge of higher powers, shall we say, and that's very much where you are at the moment. And you will be taught more as time moves on. 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, so equal give and take with you and your guides, your spirit guides. 8 of Pentacles, your hard work will be rewarded. So, yeah, I feel like everything that you put into your life, you will pay off, basically. Everything you put in, you will get something out of. Everything you put your energy into, you'll get something out of. There we go, that was English. All right. Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, there may be some tricky energies here, particularly if you're leaving a job or changing path at the moment. Some people may be opposed to that. Some people may be trying to gain an advantage over you because of that. But I don't think that will work. I don't think it will go well for them if they try. Because it does feel like you maybe striking out into something a little bit new and unknown. So it might be something that's a bit new to you. So people think perhaps they can take advantage of you because you're new to a particular subject or arena or type of business or sector of a company or whatever it is for you. But that will not go well for them. I think you'll see them coming a mile away. So I'm not concerned for you. There is an energy of protection here. You're being very much in control of everything happening. And I think you will reap dividends, reap rewards from whatever you put your energy into moving forwards. Oh, interesting. King of Swords, 8 of Swords. So there could also be a romantic connection here that's being highlighted that perhaps isn't moving forwards at the moment. Maybe you're holding yourself back from a romantic connection because maybe you work together and you're not sure if it's appropriate. Maybe you're both holding yourselves back because you work together and you're not sure if it's appropriate. Because we've got the counterparts of the King or Queen of Swords, who are both intelligent people who've kind of been there, done that. They're not stupid. They won't be taken for a ride. And with the 8 of Swords, it's the energy of holding yourself back from something, even if you don't need to, but feeling like you can't have what you want. So it could be that there are developments that are going to happen in your romantic life, positive developments in your romantic life, which are possible, but you need to stop holding yourself back, I want to say there. There could be a need to stop holding yourself back. Yeah. Maybe words need to be said. Because with the 8 of Wands here, it's interesting, I've got the King and Queen of Sons, the King and Queen of Sons, whatever they are. What's a sond? Okay. And the 2 8s here. So you and your soulmate, whomever they are, you know, they may or may not be in your life at this time. It's almost like you're mirroring each other on some level, but one of you is holding yourself back and the other one wants to move forwards really fast. and energetically neither of you are doing anything. That's fascinating. But I think things are about to shift, about to change with the Eight of Wands coming into the near future position there, with the Six of Swords, which is indicative of change and new beginnings, positive new beginnings. So if there's been a relationship that's been on pause, on hold, maybe hasn't been moving very much, hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, or maybe somebody you wanted to be with and it just hasn't gone anywhere, that could suddenly start to move for you. So that's really nice to see. And Nine of Wands, very protective energy coming in here as well. Nine of Wands can be a little bit defensive as well, but it can also mean protection. I feel it's more protective energy for you here. Okay, but it could also be about having boundaries up in relationships. Maybe your boundaries are a little bit too high in your romantic relationships, and that could be because you're a very savvy business person and you're used to holding strong boundaries or keeping a reputation and keeping yourself safe, and maybe it's time to stop doing that. Maybe there's an old relationship you need to let go of, stop clinging to. That could be a message as well. Queen of Wands, yeah, very passionate. And the Empress, strength. Yeah, I do want to say on the romantic end, there could be a very passionate new beginning that's possible here for you, if you can stop overthinking it. Okay, and it was not necessarily romantic for everyone. It just could be getting into a partnership with someone or something you're very excited about. But these cards generally, to me, will take me down a more romantic route. There's a lot of passion here, a lot of fire. A lot of beauty and perfection. Stop over whatever it is that you want, that you're passionate about. Stop overthinking it. I want to say piss or get off the pot. I know it's a bit rude. I apologise. No, I don't. Yeah, just do the thing. Just say the words. Tell the person that you like them, because you never know what's going to happen. Very nice things coming, very positive things coming. But if you keep yourself stuck, your energy is going to stay stuck in more than one area of your life. So I think it's time to unstick it. Okay, particularly if you resonate with the Divine Masculine. So if you're male or Divine Masculine. Okay. All right. Let's get some charms. Okay, what have we got for my pile threes? Okay, the sign of Virgo wanted to come out quite strongly there, so Virgo's here. We have the letter K, that could be an initial, that could be something meaningful to you. We have a heart. We have, now I'm never sure if this is a bow or butterfly, not quite sure, kind of weird looking thing. We have a unicorn. So somebody with a very interesting mystical energy who's very new and different could be coming into your life. Bat, so seeing in the dark, understanding deeper hidden truths, maybe about love. We've also got the feather here as well. The key, maybe you have the key to someone's heart and you're just not doing anything about it. Got a rose here as well. So there's a very kind of romantic energy with a lot of these. We've got ballet shoes. They could be significant. Got a little dinosaur for some reason. We also have a dragon. Connection to dinosaurs and dragons. Why not? We have an anchor, so feeling quite grounded. But we also have an aeroplane, so there's a possibility of travel here as well. Maybe it's time to travel, to be with somebody, or to start a new relationship. Very interesting mix of energies for you here, pile 3, but also very positive. I really, really like the energies that you have here. So I feel very positive for you. So obviously take the messages that make sense for you, leave the ones that don't. It's a group reading on YouTube at the end of the day. Okay, you know yourself best. I know you do. You guys are leaders. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Okay, I hope that was helpful to you, pile 3. I'm going to leave it there. Feel free to check out another pile or another reading if that resonates. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Helps me so much. If you would please subscribe to the channel. You have no idea. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers at the moment. That's my goal. It'd be wonderful if you could be a part of that for me. Please do remember to take very, very, very good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.